Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this project, I walk you through how to deploy a basic web app to AWS using S3, CloudFront, ACM, Route53 and more. Using this approach, you can build a simple HTML-based application that can scale to hundreds of thousands of users. So I have created a small diagram here. As you can see, the user request will point to web app, and here we will use simple HTML code. And that's gonna be really easy to understand because in this case, like, you can also use a React app or any other application you have, but I want to make it simple, and I'm using a simple HTML code with a hello world content. So this will point to Route 53. Here we are going to create two records, and we will use our created hosted zone, and this will point to CloudFront. The reason why we are using the CloudFront to have HTTPS with caching, and in order to use CloudFront, we need to create an Amazon certificate manager, and we will do that in the later steps. And finally, we will also use Amazon S3 to upload our index.html file. So that's much about it for this diagram. So after completing this project, you will understand how to use these AWS services, and it's gonna be a really helpful project for you. So now let's move on to AWS console. And here, first thing first, we are going to go to Amazon S3 and create a buckets. So for that, we will, let me zoom it a bit here so you can see it clearly. So here I'm going to search S3, and let's go to S3. And let's create a bucket. So the bucket name should be the same as your domain name that you registered using Route53. So in my case, I have registered simpledevops.net, this domain, using Route53. So if you have not registered any domain name so far, I will put the link of the video from Danielle, so you can watch this video and register a domain, and then you can come back again here and continue from here. So simpledevops.net. Now I will leave all the other default configurations, and make sure you select AWS region here. So I'm going to select US East 1, and you can leave all the other default configurations and click on create a bucket. And we need to create one more bucket, and this time we'll use simpledevops.net, and I will select the same region, US East 1, and I will leave all the other default configurations and click on create a bucket. So as you can see, we have two buckets, one with simpledevops.net, another one is www.simpledevops.net. Now we need to first upload the HTML code that we have. So for that, we need to go to www version, and here we need to upload. Before we upload, we actually need to create this index.html file. So let's go to terminal, and here we are going to go to desktop. So I'm in my desktop directory, and here I'm going to create vi index.html, and here I have created a new repository on my GitHub, and I have provided index.html code here. You see that there is a simple code, as you can see, which represents welcome to my website. So copy that, and the link will be in the video description. So you can go to this repo and copy that and come back to the terminal, paste it here, and now you have to save it. And now we will go back to S3, upload, add files, and desktop. I have index.html. I'm going to open it and upload it. Now we have successfully uploaded. We will close this. We will go to bucket. Now the next step is to provide some permissions. So we will go to www version and go to permissions. And here we need to do two things. First, we need to disable block public access, and then we need to provide bucket policy. So let's edit the block public access, disable it, save changes, and confirm it. Next, we need to provide bucket policy. Click on edit. And for this S3 bucket policy, I created another repo. Here, if we go to my repository, you see there is a S3 bucket policy. And I'm going to go and copy that and paste inside this policy. And make sure to change bucket name here to www.simpledevops.net. And make sure you have a / and star at the end. And then you can click on Save Changes. Now we have provided permissions. Now it's time to enable static website hosting. So let's just start with www. And here we need to go to Properties. And if you go to bottom, you will see static website hosting. Click on Edit. Enable static website hosting. And for the hosting type, select Host a static website. And for the index document, type index.html. Save changes. And go back to buckets. Go to simpledevops.net. Go to Properties. Again, go to static website hosting. Enable it. And this time select redirect request for an object. And here you need to type the host name, which is www.simpledevops.net. And for the protocol, for now, let's just select HTTP, but later we will change it to HTTPS. Save changes. And that's all about for Amazon S3. Now we will type in the search bar Route53. And we will start creating records there. So if I go to Route53, you see there is a one hosted zone. I'm going to click on that. And as you can see, I have a simpledevops.net. This is a domain that I have registered using Route53. And by the way, it took me around like 5 minutes to confirm this domain, and it cost me around $11. So if you have not registered any domain so far, I will again, I'm mentioning you that I will put the link of the video from Daniel. Just go and watch that. And after you registered your domain, you will see here your domain in the hosted zone name. And you have to go to your domain. And inside you will see two records by default, NS and SOA. And we need to create two more records. So for that, click on create a record. And there is two options. You can switch to quick create or you can switch to wizard. So I would recommend you to switch to wizard and select the simple routing. And here click on next. And we will define a simple record. First one will be www.simpledevops.net. And for the record type, let's leave as A. And for the value route traffic to, we will select alias to S3 website endpoint. And we will choose the same region that we selected while creating a bucket. In my case, I selected Virginia, US East. And I will select my S3 endpoint. And you will have to uncheck this evaluate target health. Define a simple record. So we need to define one more record here, and we will leave this time as it is, simpledevops.net. Record type is A, and the choose the endpoint, again alias to S3 and website endpoint, and I will again choose Virginia, US East. I will choose my S3 endpoint, and I will uncheck this evaluate target health and define a simple record. So as you can see, we have a two record name, www.simpledevops.net, and another one is simpledevops.net. I will click on create a records. And if you go to view status, records for a simpledevops.net were successfully created. If you click on view status, you will see it's in pending status. So you need to wait about like 10 to 30 seconds. And you will see the status, the green check here. And then we can open in a new, we can open new incognito window, and there we can type and check our website. Okay. So let's just wait about 10 seconds, maybe. It really depends. Sometimes it really takes a long time, but as you can see, it's now changed to green check. So now we can go and open a new tab, new incognito window. And here we are going to type our website name, which is simpledevops.net. And here you go. We can see welcome to my website, now hosted on Amazon S3. So that's all about for S3 and Route 53. But as you can see here, it shows us our website is not secure. As you can see, your connection to this site is not as secure. So in order to make our website secure, in order to have some HTTPS to our website, we need to use CloudFront, as well as in order to use CloudFront, we need to create an Amazon Certificate Manager. So now we are going to do that. So let's close this. And now, first, in order to use, as I said, in order to create CloudFront distribution, we need to create Amazon Certificate Manager. So for that, I'm going to go to Certificate Manager. You see there is a Certificate Manager. If you type certificate, you will see that. I'm not going to open a new tab. And I'm going to click on Request a Certificate. And I will select the Request a Public Certificate. And for the domain name, we need to provide www.simpledevops.net. And we need to add another name, which is our actual domain name, simpledevops.net. And for the validation method, let's just leave as a default DNS validation, which is recommended. And that's all about it. So just leave all the default configurations and click on request. And if you refresh this, you will see that it's in pending status, pending validation status. And if you go to inside this certificate, you will see that it's now in pending validation. So after it shows us the green check, after this ends the validation, we need to create a records in Route 53. So let's just wait about like some 30 seconds or about maybe 1 minute. And after that, we will create the records in Route 53. You can see there is a button, right? So I'm going to pause the video and start when this pending validation finishes. So guys, as you can see, it's taking more than what I expected. It's still in pending validation. Now, while it's showing the pending validation, we can click on create a records in Route 53. And we can click on, as you can see, it will create this www.simpledevops.net and simpledevops.net. So let's click on create a records here. And as you can see, if we now go to Route 53 here, and if we go to hosted zone, and you will see here inside a simpledevops.net, you should see two more records, as you can see, CNAME records, two added here. So if I show you the record names here, you see there is a two more records. Now we are going to go back to the certificate manager, and if I list certificates, and you see that it's still showing in pending validation. So let me just pause the video and wait a bit more, and I will start when it's done. Now, as you can see, after waiting some time, we can see the status shows as issued. That means our certificate is ready to use. Now we will search CloudFront, and open in a new tab. So we'll go to CloudFront and we'll create a CloudFront distribution. So first thing, we need to copy the origin domain. So for that, go to S3. And here we have two buckets. So let's just go to www version first. And if you go properties and go below, you see that static website hosting endpoint. So you have to copy that. And you need to go to CloudFront and paste it here. And after that, go to below, just leave all the default. And here we need to change the viewer protocol policy. And here we will select redirect HTTP to HTTPS and leave all the other default. And one more thing we need to change here. So if you go on below, you will see the custom SSL certificate. So we'll select our certificate that we have just created. And as you can see, it will automatically suggesting me. I'm going to select that. And if you go below, you see there is one more option. Where is it? Must be here. Yes, here you can see the alternative domain name, CNAME. So we will add an item. And this one is www.simpledevops.net. And we will create a distribution. And of course, here for web application firewall, in this example, just we don't want to enable security protections. So click on create a distribution. And if you go to distributions, you see that it's now creating. So we need to actually create one more distribution. Click on distribution. And now we will go back to S3 and we have two buckets, as you remember. Now we will go to simpledevops.net properties and we will copy the endpoint. And we'll go back to CloudFront, paste it here. And again, the same steps that we did. So here we need to select the redirect HTTP to HTTPS. And here we need to do not enable security protections. And we need to add item, and here type our domain name, simpledevops.net. And we need to select the custom SSL certificate. And we can click on create a distribution. And if we click on distributions, as you can see, the status shows enabled, but you can see it's now showing us deploying. So this will usually take a long time. So take a break, make a cup of coffee, do some have a rest, and I will stop the video and I will start when it's done. So guys, as you can see, after waiting about like 3 to 5 minutes, I see that it's showing me the last modification date, October. It's now finished. 2 more things left. First, we need to go back to S3 and we need to change the protocol. If you go to buckets and go to your actual domain, which is simpledevops.net. And if you go to properties and edit this static website hosting, and we need to change to HTTP protocol to HTTPS now. Click on Save Changes. And now we can go back to CloudFront. And here you can see it's showing us the domain name, as you can see, the blah, 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 and .cloudfront.net. So if I copy that, let's just copy www1. So you can see the alternative domain names, www.simpledevops.net. So this is actually our main domain. So if I copy this and in a new tab, in an incognito tab, I'm going to paste it here. And you can see it's showing us our welcome to my website. It's actually showing our website, but we want our domain name, not this, this ugly domain. So for that, we can go back to our Route53. And here, if I go to my hosted zones, simpledevops.net, we have 2 CNAME, right? CNAME that we have created 2 records with a type CNAME. And for actually, we want to go to the record name. So here, I'm going to select the simpledevops.net and www.simpledevops.net with the type of A. So just check this one, this simpledevops.net with a type A. You see that, right? And on the right, you see there is an edit record. So click on edit record. And here, you need to select the route traffic to LEs from S3. We need to change to CloudFront, okay? So here, I'm going to search CloudFront. Yeah, here it is. You can see LEs to CloudFront. And I'm going to provide the distribution. So you can see it's automatically giving me the distribution. So if I go to CloudFront, here it is a simpledevops.net, and this is a distribution. You can see it's D1OM. So if I go back to Route53, you see there is a D1.M. So I'm going to select that and click on Save Changes. And again, I'm going to go to now www.simpledevops.net with a type A. I'm I'm going to select that, edited record, and now I'm going to change it to from S3 to CloudFront again, and I'm going to select the distribution. You can see this www.simpledevops.net D2. Let's make sure that it's D2. Here you can see D2763. So I'm going to select that and click on Save Changes. Now it's all about for this project, I guess. We have set it up all the necessary configurations. Now if I go back and I open a new incognito window, and here if I search my website, simpledevops.net, and here you go, guys, you can see the secure. It's now our website is secure. You can see the lock here. That means our website is secure because we have used Amazon CloudFront with Certificate Manager. So now it's great, it's good to go. So this is how you can deploy a simple basic web app to AWS using these services that I have mentioned. This is how you can do that. That's all about it for this project, guys. And again, I have to mention that please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, and I will see you in the next projects. See you.